Hey YouTubers, here's a video with some Class B gadgets and some real simple projects.
Alright, this is the vent fan. And you can try to use a vacuum cleaner to get these clean, but it's not going to happen. So there's a screwdriver. I'm going to take it off. Alright, it's off. And the fan's kind of dirty, so I will take some wipes and try to clean that. And then we'll clean this thing. Alright, I wiped the blades down too. That's nasty. It's clean now. It's not perfect, but it's clean. And that's all you gotta do. Alright, there we go. I clean this out once every year or so. It makes a big difference. Looks beautiful now. Alright, since it's check-in day, put this on test. And I got 2/3 a tank of propane and everything else is empty. That's the pump. It's working. I don't need to turn the water heater on. Refrigerator fan. I can hear it working, so we're good. Alright, I've had somebody asking me a lot about the RV fridge. So here's the RV fridge. This dial here is your temperature setting. This dial here determines what power source you're going to use. Alright, show you the dial. That's off. Turn this way. That goes to AC. These are hard to read. Back to off. That's gas. Turn it again. You can't see it, but it's off. Turn it a third time. And that's DC. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you light it when it's on gas. Alright, so you push this down. And then you push this button and hold it. Sometimes it takes a couple times. And you watch, see that arrow moving? It's moving to the green. And that shows that the refrigerator is on. You hold it, make sure it's lit, you let them go, and then you make sure that that arrow stays on the green, meaning it's on. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit. If you've never used an RV fridge, they take a really long time to get cold because they don't work like your house fridge. They, well, some of the new ones are putting in regular house fridges, but these take heat out. So it takes them a while to get cold, and they will usually get cold quicker on propane. I'm going to let it run a little bit till I know that it's getting cold, just to make sure that it's still good. And we'll come back to that. Oh, and I'll turn the refrigerator fan on, because that helps. What it does is it takes heat out. It helps pull heat away from the refrigerator, and I'll show you. You probably can't see it through there, but it's right there. It's just a small little fan that pulls heat away.
And now it's quite a bit later.
So, even on a hot day, it takes it a while, but I can feel that it's getting cold, so I know that it works. So what I will do now is I will turn it off, and you can see the needles moving down. Come on, get some focus.
I sped the needle going up for your viewing pleasure.
And it's turning off. So there we go. I know that my refrigerator works. And I'll turn the vent fan off. Alright, there, YouTubers, there's something I finally fixed. There's a little latch in my cupboard that it wasn't latching. It wasn't catching this. Now it is. Yay. I admit that I used a piece of duct tape there for the end of last year because I didn't want to mess with it. It's just super lazy. It took me like 5 minutes. I just took it off, WD-40'd it, and fiddled with it. It's working now. Yay, it still works. Alright, now I'm going to throw in some products. I do go online every now and then and watch other YouTubers, and I always find it, you know, van life people that have like a 2018 Class B that they paid $130,000 for. And they're telling you about all these neat little products. And they're like, it's only $75. It's only $100. I don't live that way. And I know there's probably a lot of people that don't. You know, we didn't like our refrigerator. It worked fine. But we spent $4,000 to replace a refrigerator. I'm more of the, hey, if you get an idea and you want something, or even if you see something on somebody's channel, go to the thrift store. A lot of times you can find it at a thrift store. But these are products I bought. That is an EverDry, the kind that you can hang and plug in. and it's better than damp rid. I used to do the damp rid and you knock it over once, yada yada, and it's terrible. But these work great. I also have these, and what I do whenever I'm hooked up, if I'm not on the road and I'm hooked up at home, I got power going to it, and I run at least 2 of these. I'll keep all the doors open. Like, another important thing to know is always keep your refrigerator open. If it's not turned on, if you're not using it, keep your refrigerator open. That helps. But I keep all my doors and stuff open, and I run these little dehumidifiers, and they help great. But these are good for when you're on the road or in a closet or something like that. And they're not that expensive. I don't know. 20 bucks maybe, I don't know. If you RV a lot, or if you're a dude, you know that nothing is better than duct tape and Velcro. And these are also on the list. These gear tie things, they're really good for wrapping things up. And again, these aren't very expensive. Wrapping up cords, you can find a million uses for them in your RV or in your life. Those are helpful. And then, again, because you always need these, bungee cords. I got an 18 pack of them, and they're bungee cords. These are pretty good ones. They're solid, they're strong, they're good, as far as I can tell. So there you go. There's a couple products. And again, I don't have the money to buy a $150,000 brand new Class B kind of thing. And I definitely don't find the need to buy the most expensive everything you can find. But if you're doing this stuff, you know that we all just seem to really like gadgets. We're always looking for something that we think are going to make our lives easier. And if you've watched enough of mine, you know that I find a lot of stuff at the thrift store that I'm like, this is going to make my life easier. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But there's some products, useful, reality-based, cost-based, decent items for your Class B or whatever type of RV you have. All right, here's another example of the same kind of thing. Somebody actually gave me this, but you can buy really expensive outdoor lighting. This is a solar light, and it's motion activated and all that kind of good stuff. And these aren't that expensive, and this one was free because somebody gave it to me. But what I did is I glued a piece of magnet to it, and then I can just stick it on the side of my RV. You can go find ones that cost you 50 bucks, or you can find one of these that are usually like 8-10 bucks and do something like that. Every now and then, if I slam the door too hard, it will fall off, but I could just put some more magnet. But everything doesn't have to be $1 million. Okay, now I'm going to shut up. All right, now I gotta, because I winterize it, and with the pets, I never want water going down in there. I can't believe how late it is in the year that I'll take that off, and then I'll get some Goo Gone and clean this all up. This whole floor needs a good cleaning. Now that's clean. Bleach and wipes and stuff. Well, not real bleach, because you can't buy bleach anymore, but cleaner with bleach in it. All right, that is my pressure regulator and the drinking hose. I'll follow it. And one of those shrink hoses that I got at the thrift store for $1.50 on half off day. Clean out the water. All right. Still vinegar in there.
During the winter, I keep the faucets open just in case I left some water in there and it freezes, give it room to expand, and I usually forget to close them before filling.
All right. We're running water. I'm checking everything to make sure there's no leaks. I'm sheeting here. Put it in a toilet. And I have the have it open because it's just water, there's no poop or nothing. Drains it out. This thing has trouble focusing. Okay, so that's the sink. Here's the bathroom. See, the bathroom. And how you do this one is when you shut it off, to close it, you just got to go careful because there's little drains right here and right here, but you got to go slow so that it doesn't spill. Do this side. for both lines. Now I got it on city water where it's just passing through. Go straight through, and now I'll switch it to the tank. People say, oh, that sink gets in the way, because usually I have it like that, and I store stuff in it. Like in the winter, I keep it down, and I keep a tub there in case there is some water comes through during the winter. But you close that, and then the toilet, this piece of Velcro there, piece of Velcro there, holds the bowl up, and that's your toilet. Nobody likes to in a toilet. All right, I moved the lever so that it's filling up the tank. That's where the tank is, and the yellow you see, there's foam around the tank. It's not rust or anything bad. So I'm gonna let this fill up until it overflows, and then we'll drain it. I'll let you see when it overflows. Oh, and here's the test. It's showing the fresh water's about 1/3 full. LP's 2/3. Water's trying to get to 2/3, and there's nothing in the black and gray. And even though I have a pressure regulator, I usually don't turn water. Anywhere I go, I don't turn water on full blast. And if I'm gone, I turn the water off on the outside to the RV. You know, just in case something weird could happen and a line breaks and you fill up with water. I just turn it off until I need it. It's showing that the water is full. It should overflow here in a second. And I don't need to, but I want to overflow it. All right, that's what happens when it overflows. It's supposed to do that. So you can see. Now I'll shut it off. Turn the water on. Turn the pump on. Again, making sure nothing's leaking. There's no water. Okay. I'll do the toilet. Dump it. And it's very important, not that people want to see this, you leave water in your toilet. That way you know your seal's good, and it also stops odors from coming up by knowing your seal's good. Okay. So when you use your water pump, obviously it makes noise. A lot of people freak out when they hear that noise, but that's normal. Again, this sink, you have to be careful. If you go too fast, you can dump water all over the bathroom, and it's a mess. There we go. And again, I'll leave that up in case I don't get it tight. Now, some people will also, I did my outside one already. Some people will also leave their pump on all the time. I turn it off and turn it on when I need it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain the holding tank. Okay, what I also do is, this is the cover. This side, the passenger side in the back, is where all my water is, my hot water tank, my water pump. The furnace is there too, but I always pull this out when I first use it to make sure there's no leaks, and luckily there are no leaks. You can see that right there, there's the drain plug for the water tank, and I'm going to open that. Oh, and it's going to drain and drain it all. Let it all run out. And this will take a while because it's full, but I want to do something else. I got this towel that's mostly white, and what I'm doing here is, the first year I got it, the tank was all gross. It had, I think, mung had grown in it. So what I do is I put a white towel down, and then when it's done draining, I can see if there's any gook in it. Pretty confident there isn't going to be, because if there was, it would be on right at the beginning. You would see it. So I'll drain that whole tank out. We're closing in on the end. I'm in my shadow again. And this towel wasn't perfectly clean, obviously, but if there was anything growing in there, you would see it. So yay, it's clean. Now, I'll probably say it, well, I'll say it now. I don't drink out of this. I've said it in many videos. This RV is 20 years old, and I'm weird about water, So I carry my own water. I got a 5-gallon jug, and if I have to, I will stop and buy real water, you know, gallon jugs, and fill it up, because I know there's a lot of people that want to drink rainwater and river water and go through all that to clean it up. I'm not messing with that. I'll pay 99 cents for a gallon of water. But this time I'm going to take that collapsible hose with me, because I just use it for occasional showering and doing dishes. And again, like I said, a lot of times I don't even connect the water to the RV because, well, I'll put some in there in case I use the bathroom, but when I don't have to, I don't use the bathroom. And when I do my dishes, I almost always now just put water into my coffee pot, turn my coffee pot on, and it gets plenty hot. And then I do my dishes outside in a bucket because my sink's so small in here. So in a sense, I almost am camping in a tent, you know, with air conditioning. But I have all the things if I want or choose to use them. But when I can, I shower in real bathrooms, and I use real bathrooms. Because no matter how well you do, and this is a point where people will argue, but no matter how well you do, it's a porta potty on wheels. You know, you can put all the chemicals and stuff, it's going to smell. So if I can avoid it, I don't do that. All right, we're almost done with this part of the water thing. Oh, also, I'm going to get pretty much all the water out of this, because I also, if I know where I'm going and there's going to be water when I get there, I don't drive with water in this because, you know, why carry that extra weight? And again, I have onboard water in case it's an emergency. But yeah, so I'll get all the water out of here. So now it's empty. Water's empty. We'll turn this on. Turn the pump on. Get any little last bit out of here. There we go. We'll get any last little bit out of here. And we'll put a little water in there. If there's a tiny bit of water in that line, that's fine, just in case I need it. Alright, so that's the water done. We'll shut the pump up. And now I'm just going to close the drain. Got all the water out of it, so I'll be traveling when I get to travel without a whole bunch of water in here. But I know my water system's good.
As always, have a great and wonderful day.